New York City, 5 young boys has been killed in 5 days in an epic binge of violence that is happening in the city that cannot be quelled. Take a look.
A teenager shot and killed in the Bronx, and it's just the latest killing in a rash of deadly gun insanity involving young people in New York City, a spree that started last Thursday. And good evening, everyone. At 11 o'clock, I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Sade Better-Noir. We begin tonight with Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang with the breaking details in the Bronx.
As investigators look for answers in the crime scene behind me, a larger, darker pattern is at play. 5 boys have now lost their lives to gun violence in 5 separate incidents in the last 5 days. And that's 5 too many. Monday night's murder erupted in the Longwood section of the Bronx. According to police, an 18-year-old boy was shot in the head and body at 7 p.m. and pronounced dead at Lincoln Hospital. The nightly string of killings actually began last Thursday in Harlem. We're told 16-year-old Clarence Jones was gunned down on West 124th Street. The next night was East Flatbush, Brooklyn. Police report 15-year-old Malachi DeBerry was fatally shot just steps from his home in East Flatbush, followed by a 16-year-old boy killed in the Fort Greene section of Brooklyn Saturday night. Sunday was no day of rest. According to authorities, 15-year-old Tristan Sanders was shot and killed in Crown Heights. And now, Monday night, a 5th young life claimed by gun violence in as many days.
Y'all don't have to worry about the police. You ain't got to worry about white people. You know, for all of the black people that always say, oh man, racism is racist, you ain't got to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. Anybody that's living in these urban communities that's always claiming, oh, racism, people that say, we're people of color now. You don't have to worry about it. Between the fact that y'all wanted to defund the police, between the fact that y'all continue to vote liberal, and then also on top of that, you got all of these different mayors and legislators that's just letting everything run wild, and the budget is going crazy, and the property taxes is low, and y'all eliminating yourselves. Population, between Planned Parenthood, defunding the police, and the cultural norms that we see happening every day, we don't have to worry about y'all ever going past 13.6% of the population, ever. You ain't got to worry about it. We good, they know that y'all not going nowhere. Y'all gonna populate, steal from each other, kill each other, and then create a new generation of killers that we think that people can then profit off of, and then they can sway y'all to vote a certain type of way, and then you continue to pass on generational curses. In addition to that, Chicago mayor ran on the idea of not raising property taxes. And less than 1 year into his tenure, guess what he's about to do?
Well, Mayor Brandon Johnson could propose a Chicago property tax increase, even though during his campaign, he promised not to. Now, the city has been under a hiring freeze to address the nearly $1 billion budget shortfall. According to City Hall sources, the mayor has briefed some alders that in his budget address, he will be proposing a property tax hike as a way to bridge the gap. During an interview with ABC7's Mark Rivera earlier this month, Mayor Johnson suggested property tax hikes could be needed.
I don't want cuts. I don't want layoffs. Look, I saved the taxpayers over $200 million in last year's budget.
Cap.
But the harsh reality is this, is that our expenses have outpaced our revenue.
So let me ask y'all a question. When your expenses outpace your revenue as a regular everyday person, right? We all got income that comes in, and then at the end of 2 weeks or a month or whatever it is that you get paid off of, at the end of the day, if your expenses outweighs your income, how do you solve for that? Well, one, you can make more money, but then it doesn't solve for the fact that you continue to have lifestyle creep, keep up with the Joneses, and overspending on things that's not necessary. So the first thing that you have to do as a regular everyday person, let alone from a corporate perspective or even looking at it from a political, you know what I'm saying, city, because that's the most wasteful place that you can ever. Waste don't happen in your household or in corporate America as much as it happens in the city. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to cut the fat. All right, listen, baby, you're doing a little bit too much shopping. We've been door dashing a lot. We got all of these stupid car notes that we don't need, that we can't afford. We need to sell the cars. We need to lower our lifestyle. We need to make adjustments and stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. We don't need to take no more trips. We need to tighten our belts and stay down and get rid of this debt and get rid of this credit card debt. Nope. You know what the cities do? You know what Chicago does? They lie to you to get elected. They say that they're going to change the budget. This is the only job in the world where you have a guaranteed contract, because in corporate America, if you're not meeting expectations of the board of directors or the shareholders, they get you up out of there. And you know what they do? They go to the well. You know who the well is? You. So when I tell y'all every day, because y'all keep telling me, well, Kamala Harris is saying that this and that, and they're going to give you this, you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't going to be able to afford a house no matter where you live in any of these urban communities in these democratic cities. You know why? Because they taxing you to death on the back end. Because they so bad in managing the city and they got so many bad policies, guess what they do? They going to come back to you and say, listen, we know that we said that we was going to hold these billionaires accountable, but even though the billionaires are the ones that's pouring into our coffers in order to get us elected so they can get richer, guess what we going to do? We going to sell our streets and we going to make sure that we raise property taxes. Yeah, and we're not going to add no police officers. We're going to remove ShotSpotter. We just renewed a new $100 million contract in order to make sure that these migrants have adequate staffing. We're going to combine homeless shelters. We're going to have the migrant shelters and the homeless shelters become one. And then we're going to raise your property taxes. They just raised y'all property taxes. Hey, but this is what I don't want y'all to do. This is what I don't want y'all to do. I don't want you moving to somewhere else so that you can avoid the responsibility of the way that you voted. If you from Chicago, if you from New York, if you from Oakland, stay there. Stay there. If you from Dalton, don't worry about it. Just endure through it. Just stay there. Property taxes, homes going foreclosure, property tax auction, bad mayors, bad police, gangs. Lil Durk is the representative of Chicago, ain't he? Just stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Y'all believe in it. Y'all cape for it. Y'all had him speaking at the Democratic National Convention. He ran on no new taxes. And guess what? Before his first year in office, he's already proposing a new property tax increase. And Cook County already raised y'all property taxes on average between 50 and 86%. Yeah, no. Keep voting Democrats. You got it. And then last but not least, a high school coach is overseeing $1 million scheme, allegedly. Check it out.
Yes, I'm Daniela Guzman. My co-anchor Keith Garvin is on assignment tonight. Well, this is a statewide teacher certification cheating scandal that means fraudulently certified teachers may be in your child's classroom. The crime ring allegedly ran out of Harris County, and tonight, 5 people are facing felony charges so far. We have live team coverage.
No, y'all got to stay. Y'all got to stay.
With KPRC2's Bryce Newberry breaking down how this all happened. But we want to start with Mario Diaz at one of the schools where the arrest happened today. Mario.
I'm here at Booker T. Washington High School, where behind me the full court press was on, according to investigators. The operation here was a search for dollars with regards to a fake certification of teachers program. And the man who was allegedly behind it all, the boys' basketball coach. His name, Vincent Grayson, a well-known courtside figure within HISD. In 2023, the 57-year-old guided Booker T. Washington to their first ever UIL state tournament. Then earlier this year at the Houston Sports Awards, he was nominated for High School Coach of the Year. Now, Coach Grayson did not operate alone, according to investigators. There were 4 others, including 2 assistant principals, one from Booker T. Washington, the other from Yates High School. So a total of 3 educators overall. And again, according to prosecutors, they worked to falsify at least 200 teacher certifications. I asked an HISD official about the potential impact for parents regarding their children's grades from teachers who may not have been certified.
A child's grades have nothing to do with whether or not the teacher was certified or not certified, or whether or not the teacher obtained their certification fraudulently. I do think the implication for all of us should be that we need to hold everyone to a higher bar. Our leaders, our teachers. HISD does not thinks it's completely unacceptable that this type of conduct could happen in our profession.
Now, school let out here about 90 minutes ago, and there were a line of parents here lined up behind me. I was able to track down one father whose daughter attended school. I spoke to both of them about the arrest, not only the assistant principal, but again, of the boys basketball coach here at Booker T. Washington.
Listen, we all know that sports is the most important thing in the hood at Booker T. Washington High School.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what to say about that.
Hold on. Listen, y'all. Look. I know we not in the 2000s. Shout out to April L. I'm appreciating you, baby. I'm going to read that shortly. I know we not in the 2000s, but let me make my pitch to y'all. All right? I know we not in 99 and the 2000. It's for the 99 and the 2000. Because you working with some cash here and yeah. We not in that. But listen, y'all. If you are above the age of 40, looking like you're approaching the age of 50, and I know they stealing from the kids. I know that they out here getting certified and they not qualified. Y'all familiar with that? That's what y'all been doing. Y'all said, I'm going to apply to the job and I'm going to act like I know what I'm doing and hopefully I can learn on the job. I know that the kids is out here walking around at a third grade reading level and the people that's teaching them ain't qualified to teach them and the parents is holding the teachers accountable because the parents is full of the streets too. I know this. That's normal in y'all communities, but then y'all want to leave and bring your ratchetness out to the suburbs and try to get a better school district and say that it's best for your kids. I know that the migrants is overrunning y'all school district and all of that, and it's cool. But if you are above the age of 40 and you above the age of 50 and you still got braids in your hair and you not Allen Iverson, let it go, let it go. Hey, man, we got to grow up. We got to grow up. At some point, we have to grow up. The black lips is out. No more black lips. Cornrows past the age of 50 is wild to me. That's why our children look at us as fools and buffoons, and they say that we can do it because granddad is still doing it. He got grandchildren, and he still got cornrows, and he's still getting his hair braided. Honestly, bro, this is wild. We are in the last days, ladies and gentlemen. And then they ask him about what's going on in the school, and he said, it's crazy. Man, that man trying to get back to his PlayStation 5 and his weed.
Hey, gotta be careful of people.
What was the general reaction?
Hey, what's your reaction? Hey, it's crazy. We gotta be careful with people.
By all the kids when the news broke?
I'm not sure, but in my class, everyone was like gathered up, reading it off one phone. Everyone was surprised, and then I guess they just went around the school telling everybody.